Hello, everybody. This is Sassy. I hope this is working right. Anyway, listen to this. This is crazy. I just saw this on Yahoo News. Police looking for a person in Washington police shootings. Did I not say that it was just the beginning? I knew what I was talking about. 4 police officers have been murdered in Pierce County. Parkland, Washington. That's right outside of Seattle, Tacoma. Where's the airport? Tacoma. 4 police officers have been shot. Dead. And they're blaming a man with an extensive criminal past whose 95-year prison sentence was commuted in Arkansas nearly 10 years ago, was being sought as a person of interest. Isn't that interesting? How did they suddenly get this person's name? How did they figure out who this person was? A person of interest in a deadly ambush on 4 police officers who were gunned down inside a coffee shop. I said this stuff was getting ready to happen, that they were going to shut down Seattle area. Tacoma, too. That's where the airport is. Pierce County Sheriff spokesman Ed Troyer told reporters that Maurice Clemens, 37, was one of several people investigators wanted to talk to and that he couldn't be called a suspect at this point. Aren't there cameras? Yes. In a news release, the sheriff's office said Clemens has an extensive violent criminal history from Arkansas, including aggravated robbery and theft. He has an extensive violent criminal history. Where's the proof? Clemens recently was arrested and charged in Pierce County for third-degree assault on a police officer and a second-degree rape of a child. Excuse me? Arrested and charged? What'd they do, let the man out on bail? He was arrested and charged for third-degree assault on a police officer and second-degree rape of a child, and he's running free? What? What's going on here, people? In 1989, Clemens was 17 when he was convicted in Little Rock for aggravated robbery. He was paroled in 2000 after Mike Huckabee, then governor, commuted Clemens' 95-year prison sentence. Huckabee was criticized during his run for the Republican presidential nomination in 2008 for the number of clemencies and commutations he granted, citing Clemens' age at the time of the sentence. After his release, Clemens violated his parole and he was returned to prison. In July 2001, he was released in March 2004, according to a Democrat Gazette newspaper. The 4 officers were with the 100-member police department of Lakewood, which adjoins the unincorporated area of Parkland where the shootings took place. They say the names. Troyer said one of the officers fought with a gunman and may have wounded him before the officer died outside the doorway. He told reporters that investigators were asking area medical providers to report any people wounded with gunshots. Troyer said investigators believe 2 of the officers were shot dead while sitting in the shop. Investigators believe 2 of the officers were shot dead and the 3rd was killed after standing up. Investigators believe. Is that because that's what the witnesses said? Is that what the cameras say? Because you know everywhere has a camera. The 4th apparently struggled with the gunman out the doorway and gave up a good fight, getting off a few shots before he was either shot there or succumbed to earlier wounds. Interesting. Isn't that what happened with the last one in Seattle? She got off a few rounds. We believe there was a struggle, a commotion, a fight, that he fought the gun all the way out the door. Okay, let's figure this out here. Let's see this again. Just outside the, may have wounded him just outside the doorway. Okay. Which doorway? Front door, back door. Where's the camera? We know there's cameras everywhere. This is very interesting. We believe there was a... No, I read that. We hope that he hit him. Troyer said the gunman entered the coffee house and walked up to the counter as if to place an order. A barista saw a gun when the man opened his jacket and fled out the back door. Who is going to go to this coffee shop and see if there's a back door? The man then turned and opened fire on the officers as they sat working on their laptops. Why are they in a coffee house working on their laptops? killing the 3 men and 1 woman in what Troyer described as a targeted ambush. Isn't that what they said about the last one? Troyer said the attack was clearly targeted at the officers and not a robbery gone bad. This was more of an execution. Isn't that what they said about the last one? Walk in with a specific mindset to shoot police officers. Isn't that what they said about the last one? Troyer said the officers were catching up on paperwork at the beginning of their shifts when they were attacked at 8:15. Wow! Cops get to go to the coffee shops to work on their paperwork. What? What? No. They would be in their cars catching up on paperwork. They would be at the police station working on paperwork, not sitting in a coffee shop working on paperwork. There were marked patrol cars outside, and they were all in uniform. There was no indication of any connection with the Halloween night shooting. Let me check my quick cam here. Make sure what I get so many things up. Where's YouTube? Oh, we're on 6. Okay. Let's go back to where we were. There's no indication of any connection with the Halloween night shooting of a Seattle police officer. The suspect in that shooting remains hospitalized. No connection. There was no indication of any connection. Unless, of course, it was the government doing it themselves. And even if that man was responsible, I don't know. Where's the camera? He's only a person of interest. Don't they have a camera? Like I do? Anybody can buy one. It's $20. I'm sure that place has more than one camera. Not to include all the cameras that the police officers have already installed all up and down the streets. Oh, it was in the alley. But you know what? They all got... My bird. Look. You see her? Where'd she go? There she is. That's Coco. Alright, back to me. There we go. Okay, back to me. Let's go back to this. Okay. No indication. Okay. We won't know if it's a copycat effect or what it was until we get the case solved. We don't even have a suspect ID right now. If they don't have a suspect ID, then how do they suddenly have a name? This is what they did the last time. I said they're going to shut down Seattle. I said they're going to turn it into the new capital. This is just the beginning. They've got to have reasons why. Troyer estimated that a couple of hundred officers from the Washington State Patrol and multiple surrounding police agencies in the area were at the crime scene, with some coming on their own. How do you squeeze a couple hundred police officers into a coffee shop? A can of sardines? A couple of hundred. How many investigators does it take? I don't know, on CSI. You don't got a couple of hundred that get paid to go investigate. Police officers are not paid to investigate anyway. That's what the investigators do. Your tax dollars, hard at work. What about the cameras? Now they're going to say there aren't any. On Sunday night, a motorcade of dozens of police cars and motorcycles with lights flashing escorted the bodies. The motorcade rolled under a giant American flag hanging from fire truck ladders. I do not pledge allegiance to a flag. I pledge allegiance to God Almighty. I don't trust these police officers. They're liars. We have no motive at all. No motive? No motive? How about all the police brutality? Why don't you look it up on the internet? I don't think when we find out what it is, it will be anything that makes any sense or be worth it.